Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, boy do I have a video for you, and I'm assuming you already know what it's about because you clicked on this, and I really hope it doesn't disappoint, but basically, long story short, I am fed up and I am pissed off and I'm just really annoyed by the cosmetics industry and, you know, some beauty bloggers. So we're just gonna talk about some of the things that have been really getting under my skin, and to make this video a little more organized, I've kind of broken it down to 3 main topics, and I'm gonna talk about what's pissing me off, why it's pissing me off, and then a solution. So as a little bit of a backstory, I have not been interested in cosmetics or makeup or buying new stuff or any of the new releases because there are just so many things I'm about to talk about. But basically, I haven't been interested in it at all, and I was like, why am I not interested in these things? Why is it that whenever I see a new release, I'm just kind of like, meh, I'm not excited by makeup anymore? And so I kind of took a little bit of a look inside and I was like, there are some bigger problems here, and it's not just me. So the first topic is that limited edition has completely lost all of its meaning. I don't even mean to sound dramatic, but like truly, I feel like limited edition has lost all of its meaning because brands have just been using and abusing the whole limited edition thing. And what I mean by that is that brands are now churning out tons of limited edition collections, which you would think would be great, but it's not, because they feel really disingenuous, they feel unoriginal. You can tell that they did not put that much planning into it because you're gonna see a ton of recycling of shades, which I think is really annoying because when you buy something limited edition, it's for the product. Like, yes, the packaging changes and the packaging is important in like makeup and stuff because you want your products to look beautiful, but at the same time, I personally am not gonna spend extra money on something I already own unless it's like for a backup, but you know what I mean. And then also, brands won't even tell you that it's the same shade, it's just repackaged. They'll just kind of slip it in there and hope you don't notice, and you're just kind of like, do you really think I'm that dumb? So the biggest offender I can think of is Urban Decay and the Basquiat collection, which I think was just a horrible fail. It was just such a flop. Yes, the packaging is beautiful, but if you look at the actual stuff inside, it's a normal palette. It has nothing to do with the artist himself, who, by the way, is a brilliant artist, and if you know nothing about Basquiat, you should definitely look at his Wikipedia page because it's just, he has such an incredible body of work. The collection itself was just really lackluster and really underwhelming, to be honest. It just, the inside of the packaging had nothing to do with the artist. It could be any other Urban Decay palette. They recycled a ton of shades and it just felt really disingenuous and kind of disrespectful because Urban Decay is one of those brands that really tries to be edgy. Keyword tries. I think it's really tacky, but they try to be really edgy, and so they use drug names in their shade names for their eyeshadow and stuff. And regardless of how you feel about drugs or not, this is definitely normalizing drugs. If you call an eyeshadow like heroin or something, I don't actually know if they have something called heroin. I definitely know that they do have drug names for their eyeshadows. And then just combined with the artist Basquiat, who actually died of a heroin overdose, that just felt really freaking disrespectful, in my opinion, to have a company that's like, oh, so edgy, drugs, and then to collaborate with a deceased artist who died of a drug overdose. Are you kidding me? That's done in really poor taste. And also, I just thought it was kind of annoying how they didn't include anything about the artist himself. Like, a lot of the beauty bloggers who got PR packages with the limited edition collection knew nothing about the artist. Urban Decay didn't include anything about the artist. They were just kind of like, makeup, here, play, advertise on your channel. It felt really disingenuous and just like they were using his name to get money, which is just really wrong. And then the other offender I can think of is the whole unicorn thing that we experienced a few months ago. I don't even know if it's still going on. I haven't even looked. I've just been avoiding Sephora and Ulta because I'm just like, ugh, so over it. But the unicorn thing, it was just like all the brands all of a sudden from nowhere started coming out with like unicorn themed stuff, which I'm not a big fan of unicorns. No offense to my 5-year-old self who loved unicorns, but I'm not into it because I'm a grown woman. So I was just really annoyed that all these brands were pushing these really ugly products. Like, even if you like unicorns, you have to admit that some of the things that they came out with, like these brands came out with, were really ugly. And the second thing about my problem with limited edition collections is that some of them don't stay limited edition, they become permanent. And the biggest offender I can think of this is Becca, because Becca has collaborated with you know, certain makeup YouTubers, and they were like, this is gonna be limited edition, you should buy it immediately, it's gonna sell out, once it's gone for good. And so people will rush out and will spend their money, even if they can't afford to spend their money. They don't wanna miss out on this great collaboration because they wanna support, you know, their favorite YouTuber, they wanna support a great brand. But then Becca comes out later and they're like, oh, this is permanent now. And people are like, then why did I just sprint to my nearest Sephora and fork out a ton of money when I could have bought it in a more sane, organized way, you know? So that's really annoying when I just kind of feel like brands lie to you as a consumer and being like, this is totally gonna be limited edition, you should buy it now. And they come out later and they're like, oh, just kidding, it's permanent. Haha, buy more. So that just really bothers me. So the solution to this is that brands need to just be more original and need to plan out their limited edition collections better. I would love to see more thought put into these things, and I want it to seem like less of a slapdash effort of like, oh, we're losing some of our customers, let's throw out a limited edition collection on something really trendy right now, like unicorns. The second topic is going to come as no surprise to anyone, but is chemical fear mongering. I am so done with it. Like, I am done on like another level. What chemical fear-mongering is where companies are like, no harsh chemicals, all natural, organic, no parabens, no mineral oil, you know, claims like that aren't substantiated by anything. In particular, this kind of stood out to me because I was watching a pretty popular beauty YouTuber, her Instagram story. She used the phrase harsh parabens, and I was like, do you even know what a paraben is? Parabens can't be harsh. I truly feel like most consumers are so uneducated, unfortunately, about what these ingredients are and what they actually do, that they will totally believe any YouTuber who is like, this is harsh, this is toxic, this is clogging your pores. Because it is apparent to me that most beauty YouTubers don't do their research, and brands certainly aren't being honest with their packaging. I do think that they are doing their research, but I think they're just being duplicitous. So basically, chemical fear-mongering has become nothing more than a really brilliant marketing strategy. Honestly, it's very smart, because basically what brands are doing is on their bottle, they'll say no parabens. And so then as a consumer, when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, there are no parabens in this. That means that parabens must be bad because this brand is saying that there are none of them in there, which means that this product is good. Does that make sense? Are you following my line of logic? That's basically what this whole marketing thing is, and it's in an effort to push out cheaper brands that can't afford to use more expensive substitutes for stuff like parabens or mineral oil. So no, companies don't have your best interests at heart, they just want to make money by using this marketing strategy to appeal to the customer who wants to do good for their skin and hair and body. And so basically my solution to this is just stop. Just stop lying to me as a consumer, and also people need to do their research. You cannot rely on YouTubers. Like, please fact check everything I say. Please don't just blindly trust me. I would love for you to Google stuff and do your own research, and if I'm wrong, let me know, because I make mistakes too. Companies need to just stop, and people need to do their research. That's the simplest solution that I can think of with this whole chemical fear-mongering thing, because honestly, words like natural, organic, detoxifying, they don't mean crap anymore. Actually, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Water, as in H2O, the stuff that you drink and that's in basically every single product, is not organic. Water is an inorganic compound because it doesn't have any carbon. In chemistry, we define compounds that have carbon in it as organic, and inorganic compounds are compounds that lack carbon. Water, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, has no carbon in it, therefore it's inorganic, not organic. So I just told you that because I want you to understand that words like organic, natural, detoxifying, all those things are completely arbitrary. They don't mean anything. Okay, my legs are falling asleep, which is like pretty bad. And then the third thing that just really pisses me off is the really shameless pandering to the millennial generation, specifically really tacky shade names. Like, I don't want to spend $30 on a lipstick that's called bae, or hashtag, or granny panties, or yas. Like, ew! It's not my cup of tea. I'm sure it's not yours either, because I'm over it. No one's that interested in like millennial culture, but brands are like, oh, I really need to capture this market. Let me throw out a bunch of shades that have like trendy things on it. And I'm just kind of like, yikes. Just really, really cringy is what I'm trying to say. You can try to capture people by being shocking, but you can do it in kind of a more tasteful way. And a brand I can think of that does that is NARS, because obviously they have their super famous orgasm blush, which is like pretty scandalous, you know, to have the word orgasm just sitting there. NARS stays true to their overall brand and their image and their aesthetic and their marketing. And so I'm not offended that NARS has names like Deep Throat and Orgasm and Super Orgasm because it fits with their brand. Whereas some brands I can think of have done a complete 180 with their brand image and gone from something pretty sophisticated and well thought out to something just completely blatantly pandering to millennials and just done in such a tacky way. So my solution to that is just don't cater to millennials because it just comes off as disingenuous. I can see you trying to get my interest, trying to get me to add your stuff to my basket because it's trendy, and I'm not going to do it because I'm not stupid. So those are the 3 topics that I promised to talk about. Obviously there are so many more topics, and like actually just sitting here right now I'm like having all these ideas pop into my head and I'm just like nope, this video has to stay short. But in the comments down below, please let me know why you're fed up with the makeup industry, if you are fed up with the makeup industry. I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Let me know if you're in the same boat as me and you're just not excited by makeup anymore, you're not even excited by skincare anymore because you're just kind of fed up with being insulted all the time by companies who think you don't know anything. So anyway, thank you for watching and spending this time with me. I hope you have a beautiful week and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.